Nothing's gonna In the vast, scorching expanse of the African savanna, a primal conflict is about to unfold. It is a story as old as humanity itself, the confrontation between man and beast, a struggle for survival where the rules of civilization are stripped away, leaving only the raw instincts of predator and prey. This is the thrilling premise at the heart of Beast, a 2022 survival action horror film directed by the acclaimed Icelandic filmmaker Baltasar Kormákur. Starring the charismatic and formidable Idris Elba, the film plunges a grieving family into a nightmare scenario when a weekend getaway to a South African game reserve becomes a harrowing fight for their lives against a relentless rogue lion. From its inception as a simple, high-concept idea to its eventual release as a mid-budget summer thriller, Beast represents a deliberate return to a classic genre staple, the animal attack film. It is a cinematic subgenre that has captivated audiences for decades, tapping into a deep-seated primal fear of the wild and our own vulnerability within it. Films like Jaws, 1975, The Ghost and the Darkness, 1996, and The Edge, 1997, have set the benchmark for this type of suspenseful storytelling, where the environment itself becomes a character, and the antagonist is a force of nature, relentless and devoid of malice, yet driven by an unforgiving instinct. This analysis seeks to dissect Beast from every conceivable angle. We will begin with a meticulous expansion of its plot, delving into the narrative beats, character motivations, and thematic underpinnings that drive the story forward. We will then transition into a detailed critical review, examining the film's direction, performances, cinematography, score, and its ultimate success or failure in achieving its goals. This will be followed by an extensive deep dive into the production, exploring the film's origins, the screenwriting process, the casting choices, the challenging on-location filming in South Africa, and the intricate work behind its visual effects. We will also explore the film's marketing, release strategy, and its financial performance at the global box office. Finally, we will compile a comprehensive section of facts, figures, and trivia, leaving no stone unturned in our exploration of this ambitious survival thriller. A note on the expansion: the goal of this text is to function as a comprehensive resource for anyone interested in Beast. It is designed to be engaging for a casual reader seeking a thorough review, while also serving as a detailed reference for cinephiles and film students interested in the mechanics of filmmaking, from the initial green light to the final box office gross. The narrative will weave between descriptive analysis, critical commentary, and factual reporting to create a tapestry of information that is both insightful and entertaining. Part 1, The Heart of the Hunt, a detailed plot expansion. Chapter 1, The Scars We Carry. The film opens not with the roar of a lion, but with the quiet, profound ache of loss. Dr. Nate Samuels, Idris Elba, a respected physician, is a man adrift. The recent death of his wife, Amelie, Naledi Mogadine, from terminal cancer has left a void in his life that he is struggling to fill. The emotional wounds are still fresh, exacerbated by a deep-seated guilt. As the plot reveals, Nate and Amelie have been separated at the time of her diagnosis, a separation that stemmed from Nate's emotional distance and his prioritization of work over his family. He was not there for her in the way a husband should be, and now, in her absence, he is consumed by a desperate need for redemption. This personal tragedy is the emotional engine of the film. It is the reason Nate has orchestrated this trip to South Africa, the land of his wife's birth. He is accompanied by his 2 teenage daughters, the eldest, Meredith, Iyana Halley, and the younger, Norah, Leah, Sava Jeffries. The dynamic between them is strained. Meredith, embodying the rebellious spirit of adolescence, is openly resentful of her father's attempt to play the doting parent after years of perceived neglect. She is sharp, witty, and quick to point out his past failures, her anger a shield for her own profound grief. Norah, more sensitive and empathetic, is caught in the middle, yearning for the family unity that was lost and silently hoping this trip will be the catalyst for healing. Their journey begins at the Mopani Reserve, a sprawling expanse of untamed wilderness. The landscape, captured in sweeping, sun-drenched cinematography by Philippe Rouslot, is breathtakingly beautiful, a stark contrast to the simmering emotional tension within the Samuels vehicle. The beauty of the reserve is both a promise of escape and a harbinger of the primal danger that lurks just beyond the horizon. It is here that they reunite with Martin Battles, Sharlto Copley, a rugged, passionate wildlife biologist and the manager of the reserve. Martin is more than just an old family friend. He is a direct link to Amelie's past. It was Martin who introduced Nate to Amelie in this very place, a fact that underscores the deep, personal significance of this location for Nate. Martin, with his intimate knowledge of the land and its creatures, serves as their guide, both literally and figuratively, into the heart of the African bush. He is the embodiment of the benevolent side of nature, a protector who respects the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Chapter 2, The Rogue's Wrath. The film's idyllic first act is deliberately constructed to establish the characters and their relationships before the chaos erupts. Martin takes the family to the village where Amelie grew up, a visit that is emotionally charged for Nate and his daughters. It is here, amidst the remnants of his wife's childhood, that Nate finally opens up to Martin, confessing the weight of his guilt over their separation and his absence during her illness. This moment of vulnerability is crucial, as it not only deepens our understanding of Nate's character, but also establishes his primary motivation throughout the film: to protect his daughters and, through his actions, prove himself worthy of being their father. The following day marks the beginning of their safari into the more restricted areas of the reserve. This is the moment the audience has been waiting for, the promise of seeing the majestic wildlife of Africa. Martin, acting as a passionate educator, shows them a local pride of lions that he has helped raise from cubs. It is a moment of awe and wonder, a peaceful encounter with nature's most iconic apex predators. However, this tranquility is shattered when Martin notices something deeply troubling. One of the lions from the pride is visibly injured, and its expression of fear suggests it has been subjected to a terrifying experience. The source of that fear becomes horrifyingly clear when they arrive at a nearby Sangha community. The village is eerily silent, and Martin, with a sinking heart, discovers that most of the population has been killed. The scene is one of shocking brutality, a massacre that lays bare the sheer destructive power of a rogue animal. Martin immediately realizes that they are dealing with a man-killing lion, a beast that has, for some reason, lost its fear of humans and now views them as prey. He rushes back to his vehicle to alert the authorities, but it is too late. The rogue lion is already on the hunt. The attack is sudden and ferocious. Martin is the first to be targeted, his vehicle ambushed by the enormous, scarred lion. The beast is a terrifying sight, its mane matted, its body bearing the marks of a hard life. As Nate and his daughters attempt to flee in their SUV, the lion ambushes them, smashing into the vehicle with terrifying force. The sheer power of the animal is immediately established, shattering the illusion of safety that the metal and glass of the car provides. In the ensuing panic, Meredith, now at the wheel, speeds away but crashes into a tree, stranding the family in the middle of the lion's domain. This is the point of no return. The civilized world is now a distant memory. Nate and his daughters are no longer tourists on a safari. They are prey in a cage, their survival now a brutal test of their will, their wits, and their courage. Chapter 3, The Hunters and the Hunted. The film's second act is a masterclass in sustained tension. It becomes a cat-and-mouse game, a survival thriller where every shadow, every rustle of the grass, and every distant growl signals impending death. The family is isolated, their vehicle disabled, and their only ally, Martin, is gravely injured. Nate manages to make radio contact with the wounded Martin, who, in a moment of chilling insight, warns him of the lion's tactical cunning. "It's using me as bait," Martin says, his voice strained with pain. This single line elevates the animal from a mere beast to a cunning, intelligent opponent. It is no longer just acting on instinct, it is actively hunting them, using their own compassion against them. Desperate and running out of options, Nate makes a critical decision. He retrieves a tranquilizer rifle from their supplies, intending to subdue the lion long enough to rescue Martin and make a run for the relative safety of the main reserve camp. This plan, born of desperation, represents their only chance. The mission is a suicide run, a stark testament to Nate's resolve to save his friend. The confrontation is intense. The lion attacks with explosive fury, its claws and teeth a blur of deadly motion. It is during this brutal struggle that the Samuels family begins to work together as a unit. Meredith, showing immense bravery, takes advantage of the lion's focus on her father to drag the injured Martin to safety. It is Norah, the quiet, sensitive daughter, who delivers the crucial blow. As the lion knocks the rifle from Nate's hands, she rushes forward and stabs it in the flank with a tranquilizer dart. The lion roars in pain and rage, retreating into the tall grass. The family has survived, but their troubles have only just begun. They regroup at the wrecked car. Nate, exhibiting his medical skills, tends to Martin's horrific wounds. As night falls, the darkness becomes a terrifying ally for the lion and a deadly enemy for the humans. Martin, regaining some strength, offers his theory on the rogue lion's motivations. He suggests that the animal's pride was likely killed by poachers, a wanton act of cruelty that shattered its social structure and drove it insane with grief and rage. This act of man's inhumanity to nature has created the very monster that now hunts them. The film subtly, but effectively, makes a commentary on the destructive cycle of poaching and its devastating consequences on the natural world. Chapter 4, Descent into Darkness. Hope arrives in the form of a group of poachers who stumble upon the scene. They are a menacing bunch, heavily armed and representing the lawless element of the bush. Initially, They agree to transport the group to the village in exchange for a substantial payment. But the fragile peace is shattered when they recognize Martin as an avid and vocal anti-poacher. The tension is palpable, and it seems that the poachers may be a greater threat to the family than the lion itself. However, the lion, in a terrifying display of its dominance, has other plans. It attacks the poachers' camp in a whirlwind of fury. The scene is a bloody and chaotic rampage. The lion is an unstoppable force, tearing through the heavily armed men as if they were made of paper. This sequence is a brutal reminder that in this environment, the lion is the undisputed apex predator, and no amount of weaponry guarantees safety. The poachers are scattered and killed, their vehicles now just another piece of debris in the lion's domain. In the chaos, Nate makes a desperate dash and manages to secure the keys to the poacher's truck. Back in the damaged car, Martin, bleeding profusely and knowing he is a liability, makes the ultimate sacrifice. He holds the lion off at the car door, giving the sisters time to escape. Meredith, in a moment of terrifying violence, sustains a deep and grievous laceration to her side as she follows her sister. The car, damaged and out of control, careens down a steep ravine. Martin, trapped inside, performs a final act of heroism. He uses the leaking gasoline to set off a massive explosion, sacrificing his own life to severely burn the lion. The explosion is a turning point, a fiery exclamation point on Martin's arc, and it gives Nate and his daughters the precious seconds they need to escape. Chapter 5, The Last Stand. Nate, Meredith, and Norah flee in the poacher's truck, but their escape is short-lived. The lion, though burned and wounded, is not dead. Its relentless pursuit continues. Soon, the truck runs out of fuel, forcing them to abandon it and continue on foot. They find refuge at an abandoned schoolhouse, which the poachers had used as a base of operations. It is a grim and desolate place, a symbol of shattered civilization. Here, Nate is forced to perform emergency field surgery on Meredith's ghastly wound, a scene of intense and gritty realism that highlights both his medical skill and his desperate love for his daughter. He leaves his terrified daughters locked in a room, promising to return after he has dealt with the lion once and for all. This is Nate's final, heroic act. He lures the lion away from the schoolhouse, deliberately provoking it into chasing him. He leads the beast on a perilous journey, not to his own death, but back to the very heart of the lion's domain, the territory of its former pride. The final confrontation is a primal spectacle. Nate, battered and exhausted, lures the rogue lion into the midst of the pride he had seen earlier. In a surprising and visually stunning turn, the pride's two dominant males, Kuda and Ka, intervene. The rogue lion, the monster created by man's cruelty, is confronted not by a human, but by nature itself. The two pride males tear the rogue lion apart, a brutal and poetic moment of justice. In the aftermath of the battle, Nate is found and saved by Banji, Tafranite Sansa, a Mopani worker. He is whisked away to a hospital, his body broken but his spirit intact. He awakens to the worried faces of his daughters, and for the first time in the film, the emotional armor is gone. He tells them he loves them, and they believe him. The film's final scene is one of profound, earned resolution. Sometime later, the Samuels family returns to the reserve. This time, there is no strain, no resentment. They are a united family, having been forged in the crucible of shared trauma. They recreate a photo that Emily took of herself next to her favorite tree. The smile on their faces is genuine, a testament to their survival and their renewed bond. The spirit of Emily, represented by the enduring tree, is now a source of strength rather than sorrow. The journey is complete. Part 2. Critical Review. A symphony of tension and performances. Director's vision, the coremaker touch. The success of Beast rests heavily on the shoulders of its director, Baltasar Coremaker. The Icelandic filmmaker is no stranger to survival stories. His previous works, including the maritime disaster film The Deep, 2012, the mountain rescue thriller Everest, 2015, and the pirate adventure Adrift, 2018, have all explored the resilience of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming natural forces. Coremaker brings this same sensibility to Beast, but with a distinct, almost thriller-like intensity. His direction is characterized by a masterful command of suspense. He understands that the true horror of such a situation lies not just in the monster itself, but in the anticipation of its arrival. The film is filled with expertly crafted tension sequences, where the absence of the lion is as terrifying as its presence. Coremaker uses the vast, open landscapes to create a sense of utter isolation and vulnerability. The camera often lingers on the endless horizon, a reminder of how far they are from help and how small and insignificant they are in this environment. Furthermore, Coremaker excels at capturing the visceral physicality of the struggle. The action sequences are not slick or overly choreographed. They are raw, chaotic, and painful. The lion is not a CGI cartoon. It is a tangible force of nature, and its attacks are brutal and sudden. Coremaker has stated in interviews that he wanted the film to feel gritty and real, and this is achieved through his use of handheld camera work, close-ups, and a commitment to practical effects whenever possible. He ensures that the audience feels every impact, every scratch, and every moment of sheer terror alongside the characters. The performance of a titan, Idris Elba as Nate Samuels. Idris Elba is the undeniable anchor of Beast. In the hands of a lesser actor, Nate Samuels could have been a one-dimensional action hero, a man with a gun and a mission. Elba, however, brings a profound depth and vulnerability to the role. He masterfully balances the character's physicality, his readiness for a fight, with his profound emotional turmoil. Elba's performance is at its most compelling when he is forced to reconcile his past failures with his present responsibilities. The guilt he carries over his wife's death is a palpable presence in every scene. He is not just fighting a lion, he is fighting for a second chance to be the father and husband he feels he failed to be. This emotional core gives the action scenes weight and stakes. When he risks his life for his daughters, it is not just a matter of paternal instinct, it is an act of atonement. Elba's physical performance is also noteworthy. He is a formidable presence on screen, and the film uses his physicality to its advantage. The scenes where he is hurt, battered, and exhausted are rendered with a gritty realism that makes his struggle feel all the more heroic. He brings a raw, unpolished energy to the fight scenes, making the audience believe that he is truly fighting for his life. His chemistry with his two young co-stars is also crucial to the film's success. The familial bond that develops through their ordeal is a testament to his ability to convey warmth, authority, and fierce protectiveness. The supporting players, a foundation of strength. The supporting cast of Beast is uniformly excellent, providing strong performances that elevate the material. Sharlto Copley as Martin Battles. Copley, known for his intense and often unhinged roles in films like District 9 and Elysium, delivers a grounded and deeply sympathetic performance as Martin. He is the film's moral compass and its voice of reason. His knowledge of the environment and his passion for its protection establish the film's underlying themes of conservation and respect for nature. Copley brings a warmth to the role, creating a friendship with Elba's Nate that feels genuine and lived in. His eventual sacrifice is one of the film's most emotionally resonant moments, a powerful act of friendship that provides the leverage Nate needs to survive. Iyana Halley is Meredith Samuels. Halley is tasked with the difficult role of a rebellious, grieving teenage daughter. She carries the weight of the family's dysfunction, and her anger is a shield for a deep, unspoken pain. Halley portrays this with nuance and skill. She is not simply a brat. She is a young woman struggling to process her mother's death and her father's emotional absence. Her arc is one of the most satisfying in the film, as her cynicism slowly gives way to a fierce, protective love for her family, culminating in her brave actions during the lion attacks. Leah Sava Jeffries as Norah Samuels. As the younger daughter, Jeffries serves as the film's emotional heart. She is the most vulnerable of the group, and her fear is often the audience's barometer for the escalating danger. Jeffries gives a wonderfully naturalistic performance, capturing the innocence and sensitivity of her character while also demonstrating a quiet strength and resourcefulness. Her moment of bravery, stabbing the lion with the tranquilizer dart, is a defining moment for her character, showing that even the smallest and most frightened among them can rise to the occasion. The aesthetic landscape, cinematography, and visuals. The cinematography, by Philippe Rouslot, is a character in its own right. A 3-time Academy Award nominee, Rouslot brings a painterly eye to the African landscape. The film is a visual feast, capturing the stunning beauty and terrifying scale of the South African bush. The daylight scenes are bathed in a glorious, golden light, while the night sequences are cloaked in deep, ominous shadows that conceal the lurking danger. Roslot's camera is constantly in motion, mirroring the character's restless energy and the ever-present threat. The use of long shots emphasizes the isolation of the characters, making them appear as tiny specks in a vast and unforgiving world. Conversely, the tight close-ups during the attack sequences create a claustrophobic intensity, placing the audience right in the middle of the chaos. The visual palette shifts dramatically as the film progresses, from the warm, inviting hues of the opening vacation scenes to the cold, desperate blues and blacks of the nighttime survival sequences. The score of Survival, Stephen Price's soundscape. The musical score by Stephen Price is an integral part of the film's suspenseful atmosphere. Price, who won an Academy Award for his score for Gravity, is a master of creating tension through sound. His score for Beast is a powerful, percussive, and often terrifying soundscape that perfectly complements the visual drama. The music is often used to heighten the sense of impending doom. Long, sustained notes on low strings create an atmosphere of dread, while sudden, jarring percussive hits punctuate the lion's attacks. The score also incorporates African instruments and rhythms, grounding the film in its setting. The music is not just a background element. It is an active participant in the storytelling, signaling danger, building suspense, and amplifying the emotional impact of key scenes. The soundtrack album, released by Backlot Music, is a compelling listen in its own right, capturing the film's primal energy and emotional depth. A film of mixed acclaim, a summary of critical consensus. Upon its release, Beast received generally positive to mixed reviews from critics, earning a B cinema score from audiences. It currently holds a 68% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with the consensus noting it as an admirably lean yet ultimately disposable film that delivers on its promise of an Idris Elba versus Lion showdown. On Metacritic, the film scored a 54 out of 100, indicating mixed or average reviews. The positive aspects of the film were widely praised. Critics lauded the film's focused, no-frills approach. As OneLaymovNews.com.au aptly put it, it's a chase film, and what you get is a suspenseful chase. Job done. Dwight Brown added to this sentiment, praising the film's eye-catching visuals and the powerful performance of Idris Elba. The film's unpretentious nature, its commitment to its simple premise, and its masterful use of suspense were seen as its greatest strengths. However, the film was not without its detractors. Some critics found the film dumb and ridiculous, as Richard Roper put it, pointing to plot conveniences and moments that required a significant suspension of disbelief. O.D. Henderson of RogerEbert.com gave the film a fair but unenthusiastic 2.5 out of 4, praising its survivalist elements while comparing it unfavorably to the more critically acclaimed Prey. The human drama, while serviceable, was seen by some as a distraction from the main event, and the film was criticized for following a familiar, predictable template for the genre. Ultimately, critical consensus places Beast as a respectable, if not groundbreaking, entry in the survival thriller genre. It is a film that knows exactly what it is and executes its vision with competence and style. It is a popcorn movie that delivers on its central promise, watching a gifted actor fight for his life against a primal force of nature. Part 3. The Making of a Monster, Production, Development, and Filmmaking Process. Chapter 1. From Concept to Screenplay. The genesis of Beast can be traced back to an original idea by producer Jamie Primick Sullivan. The concept was deceptively simple. A family on safari in South Africa is hunted by a rogue lion. It is the kind of high-concept pitch that Hollywood loves, a clearly defined threat, an intimate cast, and a setting ripe for cinematic tension. In September 2020, this idea attracted the attention of Universal Pictures and the star power of Idris Elba, who came on board to star. More importantly, it attracted Baltasar Kormaker, whose experience in survival films made him the ideal director for the project. The screenplay was penned by Ryan Engel, a writer known for his work on action and thriller films like Rampage, 2018, and The Commuter, 2018. Engel's task was to take the barebones concept and flesh it out into a feature-length script that could support the emotional weight required to make the audience care about its characters. The film's narrative structure is one of its greatest strengths. It follows a classic 3-act formula, But within that framework, Engel and Coremaker managed to weave in sophisticated themes of family, grief, and the consequences of human actions on the natural world. The script is efficient. There is very little wasted dialogue or unnecessary subplot. Every scene serves the dual purpose of advancing the plot or developing character. The decision to make Nate a widower haunted by guilt was a stroke of genius. It immediately gave him a complex inner life and a powerful motivation that went beyond mere survival. His fight against the lion is a metaphor for his fight against his own demons. The script also meticulously sets up the rules of its world. The lion is not an invincible monster. It can be injured, it can be reasoned with in terms of its own instincts, and it has weaknesses. This attention to internal logic makes the film more believable and the stakes more tangible. The concept of the lion using Martin as bait is a chilling, memorable piece of writing that elevates the threat from mindless to cunning. The film's use of the poachers is another well-crafted element. They serve as a foil to the heroes and a mechanism to reinforce the film's anti-poaching message, illustrating how humanity's interference in the natural world can have catastrophic consequences. Chapter 2. Assembling the team, casting and pre-production. The casting of Idris Elba was the film's first major coup. His involvement not only guaranteed a certain level of quality, but also ensured global marketability. Elba is a rare talent who can command both dramatic and action-heavy roles, and he brought an immediate sense of gravitas to the project. Finding the right actors to play his daughters was crucial. The performances of Iyana Halley and Leah Sava Jeffries had to be strong enough to hold their own against Elba and to carry the emotional weight of the family drama. Halley had previously appeared in the Netflix film The Photograph, while Jeffries was best known for her role in the TV series Empire. Both actresses brought a youthful energy and authenticity to their roles that made the family dynamics feel real and relatable. Sharlto Copley, a longtime collaborator of director Neil Blomkamp and a star in his own right, was a brilliant addition to the cast. His versatility and intensity made him the perfect choice for Martin, a character who needed to be both a calming presence and a figure of unwavering resolve. The casting of these four actors created a strong ensemble whose chemistry would be put to the ultimate test in the isolation of the South African wilderness. Pre-production was a massive undertaking. The film was set to be shot entirely on location in South Africa, a decision that would lend the film a high degree of authenticity, but also present significant logistical challenges. The production team, led by Coremaker and his longtime collaborators, had to scout and secure locations across several provinces, including the Western Cape, Cape Town, Limpopo, and the Orange River. They needed to find stretches of wilderness that could serve as the Mopani Reserve, the Tsonga Village, and the various other settings of the film. The producers also had to work with local authorities and wildlife experts to ensure the safety of the cast and crew while filming in such a precarious environment. Chapter 3. The brutal beauty of on-location filming. Principal photography for Beast began on June 1st, 2021, and lasted for a grueling 10 weeks. The production faced the full force of the South African winter, which brought harsh conditions and unpredictable weather. Shooting on location in the African bush was a demanding experience for everyone involved, but it also proved to be a crucial element in the film's final aesthetic. The challenge of the wild, the film's rugged, gritty feel was born out of necessity. The cast and crew had to contend with extreme temperatures, dangerous wildlife, including real, non-CGI lions, though safely contained, and the logistical nightmare of transporting equipment and personnel across miles of unpaved terrain. Coremaker embraced this chaos. He used handheld cameras and natural light whenever possible, capturing the raw essence of the environment. The result is a film that feels immediate and dangerous, avoiding the polished, studio-bound sheen that can often plague big-budget films. A star-studded location. The various filming locations served as more than just backdrops. They were integral to the story. The stark beauty of the Cape Town landscapes, the rugged terrain of Limpopo, and the dramatic riversides were all chosen to represent different aspects of the character's harrowing journey. The production team worked tirelessly to transform these natural spaces into the sets required for the film, from the wreckage of a car crash to the interior of the abandoned schoolhouse. The performances, for the actors, the shooting conditions were a blessing and a curse. Elba, Halley, Jeffries, and Copley often had to perform physically demanding scenes in the intense sun or freezing cold, running through the bush, performing stunts, and conveying sheer terror. The physical discomfort they endured on screen is very real, and it translates into a more authentic performance. Elba has spoken in interviews about the intensity of the shoot and how the harsh environment helped him get into the headspace of his character, a man at his wits' end, fighting against impossible odds. The visual effects and animatronics. While the film was shot on location, the lion itself was a product of cutting-edge visual effects and practical effects. The filmmakers had a clear goal: to make the rogue lion as realistic and terrifying as possible. To achieve this, they employed a hybrid approach. The protagonist lion, a team of visual effects artists, spent months creating the digital lion. They studied hours of footage of real lions in motion, paying close attention to the way they move, the way their fur reacts to the wind, and the subtle expressions in their faces. The goal was to create a creature that was not only photorealistic, but also possessed a convincing sense of intelligence and malevolence. The lion's movements are fluid and predatory, and the digital artist succeeded in making it feel like a real, breathing animal. Animatronics. In addition to the CGI, the production also constructed a full-scale, animatronic lion puppet. This was used for close-up shots and scenes where the lion needed to physically interact with the actors. The animatronic could move its head, open its mouth, and snarl, giving the actors something tangible to react to. This practical element was essential in selling the illusion. When Idris Elba is wrestling with the lion, he is often wrestling with the animatronic, which made the physicality of the performance much more convincing than it would have been if he were just reacting to a green screen. The sound design, a critical aspect of making the lion terrifying, was its sound. The film's sound designers created a cacophony of roars, growls, and snarls, mixing together a variety of animal sounds to create something unique. The lion's roar is deeply resonant and terrifying, the sound of pure, unadulterated power. The sound design is used not just to announce the lion's presence, but to create an atmosphere of dread. The silence before an attack is as terrifying as the roar that signals it. The music of Stephen Price. We previously discussed the score, but it's worth reiterating the care and attention that went into its creation. Price's approach was to create music that was both evocative and primal. He used a combination of traditional orchestral instruments, African percussion, and even electronic elements to build a soundscape that felt both ancient and modern. He worked closely with coremaker to time the score precisely to the action and the suspense. The score is not just a mood setter, it is a character in the film, actively shaping the audience's emotional response. Filming conclusion. By the end of the 10-week shoot, the production had captured hundreds of hours of footage. The post-production process then began, which involved editing, sound mixing, color grading, and the final integration of the visual effects. The film was brought to life by a dedicated team of artists, technicians, and filmmakers who worked tirelessly to ensure that the final product was a polished and thrilling cinematic experience. Part 4. Box Office, Release and Legacy. Chapter 1. A theatrical release in a changing world. Universal Pictures released Beast in the United States on August 19, 2022. The film's theatrical release was a significant event, particularly in the context of the post-pandemic cinema landscape. The studio had high hopes for the film, positioning it as a solid mid-budget summer thriller. Its competition was fierce. It was released on the same day as the anime blockbuster Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, which was expected to dominate the box office. The film's marketing campaign, which heavily emphasized the central conflict of Idris Elba versus a lion, successfully generated interest. Box office performance. The film's financial performance was a crucial factor in determining its overall success. As noted in the provided text, Beast was made on a production budget of $36 million, a figure that is considered relatively modest for a film with a star of Idris Elba's caliber. Including marketing and distribution costs, the film would likely need to gross at least double its production budget to be considered a break-even proposition. Domestic box office. In North America, Beast opened to $11.6 million in its first weekend, finishing second to Dragon Ball Super, Superhero. This was a solid, if unspectacular, opening. The film's audience was notably diverse, with African American audiences making up the largest demographic, 34%, followed by Caucasian, 26%, Hispanic, 23%, and Asian, 10%. This demographic breakdown is a testament to Elba's broad appeal and the film's effective marketing to a wide range of viewers. The film's performance indicated an older audience demographic, nearly half were over 35, which suggested appeal to audiences seeking a more traditional, suspenseful thriller. The film's box office run continued with a $4.9 million second weekend, finishing third. It went on to gross a total of $31.8 million domestically. International box office. The film also performed well in international markets, grossing $27.3 million. Its global total of $59.1 million is a respectable return on its $36 million budget. While it didn't become a massive blockbuster, it was profitable enough to be considered a moderate success. Home media and streaming. Following its theatrical run, Beast was released on video on demand, VOD, on September 8, 2022, just 3 weeks after its theatrical debut. This quick turnaround to the home market is a common strategy in the modern film industry, designed to capitalize on the film's momentum and reach audiences who prefer to watch movies at home. This was followed by a Blu-ray and DVD release on October 11, 2022. On October 7, 2022, the film was released on Peacock, Universal's streaming service, making it available to a broader audience. This multi-platform release strategy ensured that Beast had a long and profitable tail, generating revenue across various distribution windows. Chapter 2. Reception, Accolades and Cultural Impact. Beyond its box office numbers, the cultural impact of Beast was measured through its critical reception and its recognition within the film industry. Critical and audience reception. As previously detailed, Beast received generally positive reviews. The consensus was clear. The film was a sleek, efficient, and tense thriller that knew exactly what it was. While it didn't break new ground, it was seen as a highly entertaining and well-made example of its genre. The audiences, as measured by CinemaScore, gave the film a B, indicating general satisfaction. The film's endorsement from the African American community, which made up a significant portion of its audience, suggests it had strong word of mouth among that demographic. Awards and nominations. The film's technical achievements, particularly its visual effects, were acknowledged by the industry. Beast was nominated for 2 prominent awards. 21st Visual Effects Society Awards. The film was nominated for Outstanding Animated Character in a Photoreal Feature. This nomination is a testament to the high-quality work done by the visual effects team in creating the rogue lion. The character of the lion is a central figure in the film, and the artist's success in making him a believable and terrifying presence is a significant accomplishment. 50th Annie Awards. The film was also nominated for Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation in a live-action production at the Annie Awards, which are dedicated to the art of animation. This further solidifies the recognition of the film's groundbreaking digital work. These nominations underscore the film's strength in the technical categories, even if it wasn't recognized by the major award circuits like the Oscars. It is a sign that within the industry, the work on Beast was highly respected. Part 5. The Beast in Detail. A compendium of facts, figures, and trivia. This section is dedicated to a comprehensive collection of facts, data, and trivia about Beast. Production statistics. Production companies. The film was produced by Universal Pictures, in association with Wilpacker Productions and RVK Studios, Baltasar Cormakers Production Company. Budget, $36 million production budget. Filming duration, 10 weeks. Principal photography, June 1st, 2021 to approximately mid-August 2021. Filming locations, Cape Town, Western Cape, Limpopo, and the Orange River in South Africa. MPAA rating, R for bloody violence, language, and some gruesome images. Running time, 93 minutes. Cast and character details. Idris Elba, Dr. Nate Samuels Elba, is also an executive producer on the film. He performed many of his own stunts. Iyana Halley, Meredith Samuels Halley, in preparation for the role, researched the psychology of grief and survival. Leah Sava Jeffries. Norah Samuels Jeffries was primarily known for her role on the hit TV show Empire before taking on this role. Sharlto Copley. Martin Battles Copley and Cormaker had previously worked together on the 2018 film Adrift. Naledi Moghadam. Amelie Moghadam's role as a cameo, appearing in flashbacks, and in the photograph featured at the end of the film. Film crew and techniques. Director, Baltasar Kormaker. Known for his hands-on, immersive directing style, often operating the camera himself in certain sequences. Screenwriter, Ryan Engel. Story by Jamie Primmock Sullivan. This was Sullivan's first major studio film as a producer and creator. Cinematographer, Philippe Rouslot, ASC-EFC, a 3-time Academy Award nominee for A River Runs Through It, Interview with the Vampire, and The Painted Veil. Composer, Stephen Price, Academy Award winner for Gravity, 2013. Editor, Elizabeth Ronaldsdottir, a frequent collaborator of Kormaker's. She has edited many of his films, including Contraband, Two Guns, Everest, and Adrift. Costume designer, Karina Howarth. The costumes for the film were designed to be practical and realistic, allowing the actors to move freely and blend into the environment. The Rogue Lion. The Rogue Lion is not given a name in the film, representing a primal, nameless force of nature. The lion is an amalgamation of different lions and characteristics designed by visual effects artists. They were inspired by images of large, battle-scarred, dominant male lions. The lion's behavior is based on the actual phenomenon of rogue man-eating lions in Africa. The filmmakers conducted significant research on historical cases, including the infamous Sava man-eaters. Historical inspirations. The film's central concept of a rogue lion is inspired by real-life events, specifically the man-eating lions of Savo, which killed dozens of railway workers in Kenya in 1898. The film The Ghost and the Darkness, 1996, also dramatized this event. The theme of human encroachment and poaching destroying animal social structures is a commentary on real-world issues in African conservation. Music facts. The soundtrack album was released digitally by Backlot Music. The album features 26 tracks, including the original score by Stephen Price and a song titled Nadania by Sona Jabarte, a Gambian musician. Stephen Price is known for his use of a unique, evolving soundscape. He often records found sounds and combines them with orchestral and electronic instruments. For Beast, he utilized sounds of nature, such as wind, rain, and animal cries, to create an organic, immersive score. Awards and nominations details. Visual Effects Society Award nomination, Outstanding Animated Character in a Photoreal Feature for The Lion. Annie Award nomination, Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation in a Live-Action Production. Box office breakdown. North America, $31.8 million. International, $27.3 million. Worldwide, $59.1 million. Opening weekend, domestic $11.6 million from 3,743 theaters. Second weekend, domestic $4.9 million. Thursday night previews, $925,000. Demographic data, opening weekend. African American, 34%. Caucasian, 26%. Hispanic, 23%. Asian, 10%. Over 35 years old, nearly half the audience. Over 45 years old, a third of the audience. Marketing and release strategy. Universal Pictures marketed the film heavily on the premise of Idris Elba battling a lion with the tagline, "It's about survival." The official trailers and posters were designed to emphasize the high-stakes conflict and the isolated, primal setting. The film was released in the traditional dead zone of late August, a time often reserved for smaller or less anticipated films. This strategy allowed it to stand out and capture the attention of audiences looking for a summer thrill. Conclusion: the legacy of a modern survival thriller. Beast is far more than a simple creature feature. It is a well-crafted survival thriller that leverages a high-concept premise into a platform for exploring deeper themes of family, grief, redemption, and the destructive consequences of humanity's actions in the natural world. It is anchored by a commanding performance from Idris Elba, whose ability to convey both physical vulnerability and paternal ferocity makes the film's emotional core resonate. Director Baltasar Kormaker, a master of a survival genre, brings his signature gritty realism and suspenseful pacing to the film. He understands that the true terror lies not just in the monster, but in the anticipation of the hunt. The film's stunning South African landscapes, captured by the legendary cinematographer Philippe Rouslot, serve as both a breathtaking backdrop and a constant reminder of the character's isolation and vulnerability. The visceral action sequences, a hybrid of practical effects and seamless CGI, create a tactile, immediate sense of danger. While the film did not achieve record-breaking box office returns, its performance was respectable, grossing over $59 million worldwide against a $36 million budget. Its success was bolstered by a strong, diverse audience, particularly among African American and older demographics. Its technical achievements were recognized by the industry with nominations from the Visual Effects Society and the Annie Awards, cementing its place as a high-quality production in the visual effects and character animation fields. Beast fits squarely within the long and rich tradition of man versus nature narratives. It joins the ranks of films like Jaws, The Edge, and The Ghost and the Darkness as a powerful example of how our most primal fears can be used to craft compelling, suspenseful, and ultimately satisfying cinema. In the final analysis, Beast is a triumph of efficient storytelling. It is a lean, 93-minute thrill ride that refuses to overstay its welcome. It gives us just enough character development to care about the fates of its protagonists, and just enough spectacular, terrifying action to keep our hearts pounding. It is a testament to the idea that sometimes, the simplest and most direct stories are the most effective. It is a reminder of the raw power of nature and the enduring strength of the human spirit. The film's final scene, of the Samuels family reunited and at peace, is a poignant and earned conclusion. They have faced their own personal demons, as well as a literal monster, and they have emerged stronger for it. The Amelie tree, a symbol of enduring love and memory, stands as a silent witness to their triumph. It is a powerful image that suggests that even in the face of unimaginable loss and terror, hope and healing are possible. The legacy of Beast is that of a solid, entertaining, and thematically resonant thriller that understands the fundamental power of a good story, while told in a delicious irony that sounds like a plot point from the movie itself. A live line actually got loose on the set of Beast. Director Baltasar Kormaker, known for his commitment to realism, had been advised by Oscar-winning director Alejandro González Iñárritu to use a real lion on set for lighting reference. The studio agreed, and a beautiful lion named Mojo was brought in. Kormaker's son, serving as second unit director of photography, was tasked with getting into the lion's cage to shoot reference footage. As Kormaker joked, "That's the kind of father I am." But the situation turned more serious when the lion escaped its enclosure, causing a little bit of panic on set before being safely contained. This real-life scare, as captured in a Slash film article, was a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of these apex predators. Chapter 2, The Art of the Oner. Kormaker's ambition for Beast went far beyond a typical creature feature. He told the Academy, "Challenge is what I thrive off," and he applied this philosophy to the film's visual language. The director was determined to shoot much of the film in oners, lengthy, uncut tracking shots that placed the audience directly in the action. This was a significant challenge for the legendary cinematographer Philippe Rouslot, who was 75 at the time. Kormaker recalled, "He'd never shot like that. He said, 'I don't know how to do that.'" Together with the South African Steadicam operator Dale Rodkin, they developed a new approach. The result is a film where key sequences, often 3 to 5 minutes long, unfold in a single take, creating visceral, immersive tension. As cinematography enthusiasts noted in reviews, these long takes are not just showy but a masterclass in visual storytelling. Chapter 3, The Men in the Lion Suits. While the final lion is a digital creation, the actors had to perform against physical stand-ins. Sharlto Copley revealed to the Academy that the lion was played by a stunt performer in a gray leotard with a foam lion head and plastic paws. Idris Elba also spoke about this challenge, telling The Tonight Show, "I haven't done a movie where I'm imagining and fighting with something that is not really there. It was a skill set that I had to learn." He also noted that the lion's design was based on an extinct Barbary lion to make it appear larger and more fearsome. Chapter 4, The Technical Mastery of Framestore. The company responsible for bringing the lion to life was Framestore, an Oscar-winning visual effects studio. In a detailed interview with Befores and Afters, VFX supervisor Enric Pavdeja explained the enormous scale of the work. For the fight scene alone, they filmed a stunt vis where a stuntman in a lion suit rehearsed the entire battle with Elba helping to plan the action beats. They used multiple tools for interaction, including tripods with ping-pong balls for eye lines, 3D, printed lion paws for swipe scenes, and a more elaborate puppet suit for the scene where Copley's character hugs the lions. The company responsible for bringing the lion to life was Framestore, an Oscar-winning visual effects studio. In a detailed interview with Befores and Afters, VFX supervisor Enric Pavdeja explained the enormous scale of the work. For the fight scene alone, they filmed a stuntvis, where a stuntman in a lion suit rehearsed the entire battle with Elba helping to plan the action beats. They used multiple tools for interaction, including tripods with ping-pong balls for eye lines, 3D, printed lion paws for swipe scenes, and a more elaborate puppet suit for the scene where Copley's character hugs the lions. The lion itself was built from scratch in the most old-school way possible, using CR2 files and reference photography, since scanning a lion wasn't feasible. To achieve photorealistic muscle movement, the team created shapes for each individual muscle that animators could trigger, a process that was very complex. In the final fight, most of Elba's body was replaced with a digital double to seamlessly integrate with the CG lion. Chapter 5, on location in Africa. Despite the complex VFX, the film's authentic feel comes from its locations. The production shot 80% of the film on location in Northern Cape and Limpopo, South Africa. The harsh environment was a challenge that Coremaker, a challenge junkie, embraced. For lighting reference, the production brought Mojo the lion to the exact filming locations to capture how light fell on his fur. Mojo even served as the model for one of the pride lions in the film, named Kuda. Review Roundup: the roar of the critics. Critical reception to Beast was generally positive, with most praising its lean efficiency and technical execution, while some felt it was too derivative. Publication Key Point quote: the playlist highly praised the film's Spielbergian craftsmanship, particularly the long takes and realistic CGI. Coremaker studies the craftsmanship of the modern blockbuster's father. The camera work of Beast is not ostentatious. Los Angeles Times called it a satisfyingly grisly survival thriller, highlighting its consistent, coherent visual scheme. The movie's real weapon is a very large, very angry, skillfully computer-generated king of the jungle. AP News/Yerk Daily record a positive review, scoring at 2.5/4 stars, noting it's a fairly good, pretty brutal, dumb-smart survival thriller. It's a film well-engineered as a late summer twist, with Icelandic director Baltasar Kormaker giving Beast an immersive quality. Chicago Tribune saw it as a film with a crisis of identity that tries to do too much, but ultimately delivers on its main premise. It can't decide whether it wants to terrify us, make us laugh, or move us. Ultimately, its roar is muted. The Beast by the numbers. More facts and figures. A case of mistaken identity. The original text lists the character's last name as Samuels, but multiple sources from the time of release referred to Idris Elba's character as Dr. Nate Daniels. This discrepancy may be a minor error in the source material. Thematic resonance. A critical analysis from the Alcamba Times highlighted three central themes: family healing, friendship, and the human-wild relationship. The film is seen as a metaphor for a family forced to heal their emotional wounds through a shared, life-threatening ordeal. A tribute to a Gambian artist. The soundtrack, featured in the text, includes the song Nadania by Gambian kora player Sona Jabarte, adding a layer of authentic West African musical heritage to the film. Critical analysis. While most critics praised the visual effects, some felt the film was a B-movie elevated by its star, with one review noting that Elba's performance gives it more psychological weight than it's worth. The Beast does not exist in a vacuum. It is a direct descendant of a rich and blood-soaked cinematic lineage, the man vs. nature thriller. To fully appreciate Coremaker's film, it is essential to understand the genre conventions it both honors and subverts. The Ancestors, Jaws and the birth of the summer blockbuster. The undisputed godfather of the creature feature is Steven Spielberg's Jaws, 1975. Spielberg understood that the key to a successful monster movie was not showing the monster. The infamous mechanical shark, Bruce, was notoriously unreliable, forcing Spielberg to shoot from the shark's point of view. The result was a masterclass in suspense, where the audience's imagination did most of the work. Beast adopts this strategy, keeping the rogue lion in the shadows for much of the first 2 acts. The fear is in the anticipation, the rustle of the grass, the low growl from the darkness. This is a classic technique that Coremaker deploys with precision. The African tradition, the ghost and the darkness. More directly, Beast is a spiritual successor to The Ghost and the Darkness, 1996, starring Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. That film was based on the true story of the Sava man-eaters, a pair of lions that terrorized railway workers in Kenya in 1898. The film established the cinematic trope of the rogue lion, an animal that has developed a taste for human flesh and possesses a cunning, almost supernatural intelligence. The rogue lion and beast is cut from the same cloth, a creature that has been psychologically damaged by human cruelty, poaching, and now sees humans as its mortal enemy. The survivalist strain, The Edge. Another key reference point is The Edge, 1997, directed by Lee Tamahori and starring Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. That film pits 2 men against a massive Kodiak bear in the Alaskan wilderness. The focus is on the intellectual battle between man and beast, as the characters must use their wits to survive. Similarly, Beast emphasizes the strategic nature of the conflict. Martin's line, "It's using me as bait," suggests a level of cunning that elevates the lion beyond a mere animal. The film's second half becomes a brutal game of chess, with Nate using his knowledge of the terrain and the lion's psychology to fight back. The Dog Days canon. Film critic Michael O'Sullivan, writing for The Star, noted that Beast fits neatly into the Dog Days canon of summer creature features, a virtual Noah's Ark of scare-inducing species that reliably appear in mid-August. This includes titles like Piranha, Cujo, Arachnophobia, and The Meg. These films are often dismissed as dumb entertainment, but they serve a specific purpose. They are primal, visceral experiences designed to provide an air-conditioned thrill during the hottest weeks of the year. Beast embraces this legacy with a lean 93-minute runtime that wastes no time getting to the action. Chapter 7, The Critical Crossfire, a deeper dive into the reviews. While the original text provided a general overview of the critical consensus, a closer look at individual reviews reveals a more nuanced picture of the film's reception. The case for the defense, genuinely pulse-pounding. Many critics defended Beast as a highly effective piece of genre filmmaking. The consensus was that it delivered exactly what it promised, a suspenseful, scary, and engaging thriller. Genuinely pulse-pounding. Michael O'Sullivan of The Star called it a dumb but genuinely pulse-pounding creature feature. He praised the convincing CGI cat and the film's ability to generate jump scares that are genuinely jumpy. He framed the film as a theme park ride, acknowledging its predictability, but also its effectiveness. Outstanding CGI. Many reviewers singled out the quality of the visual effects. As one outlet noted, "The reason is the quality of CGI and animation is simply outstanding, especially in a movie of a comparatively low budget." The film's comparatively low budget of $36 million meant the VFX team had to be resourceful, and the results were impressive enough to earn nominations from the Visual Effects Society and the Annie Awards. The Coremaker touch, the director's work was praised for its immersive quality. His use of long takes and mobile camera work was seen as a masterclass in visual storytelling that placed the audience directly in the action. The camera work of Beast is not ostentatious, but it is highly effective. The prosecution rests, more bore than roar. However, not all critics were won over. Some found the film to be a tedious and unoriginal exercise in genre cliches. Thin, unimaginative hack work. Manola Dargis of the New York Times delivered one of the film's most scathing reviews, dismissing it as a dud and thin, unimaginative hack work. She criticized the film's narrative as predictably dreary family therapy session, and notably remarked that Elba looks and sounds exceedingly bored. She dismissed the film's environmental message as a half-hearted attempt at relevance. Dumb and ridiculous, the film's reliance on plot conveniences and leaps of logic was a common point of contention. As one reviewer noted, "Actual lions do not behave like that, and the characters frequently survive situations that would be fatal in reality." For some critics, this suspension of disbelief was too much to ask. A crisis of identity. Some critics felt the film tried to do too much. It couldn't decide whether it wants to terrify us, make us laugh, or move us. Ultimately, its roar is muted. The thematic core, what the critics agreed on. Despite the divergent opinions on the film's quality, most critics agreed on its thematic ambitions. The film's narrative arc is anchored on three central themes: family healing, friendship, and the human-wild relationship. Family healing. The trip to South Africa is a mission of reconciliation for Nate and his daughters. The film explores the idea that a dire situation had to happen before the family could heal. The conflict with the lion serves as a crucible, forging a new, stronger bond between the father and his children. Friendship. The relationship between Nate and Martin is a testament to the extent friends could go to save each other. Martin's ultimate sacrifice is a powerful act of friendship that provides the leverage Nate needs to survive. Human-wild relationship. The film is a cautionary tale about the overreaches of humans against nature. The rogue lion is a creation of human cruelty, driven to madness by the poaching of its pride. The film subtly, but effectively, makes a commentary on the destructive cycle of poaching and its devastating consequences on the natural world. Chapter 8. The technical alchemy, the Lions of Beast. The film's most important character is, arguably, the lion. Bringing it to life required a hybrid approach, blending state-of-the-art CGI with practical effects. The Framestore magic. The visual effects were handled by Framestore, an Oscar-winning studio. The team built the lion from scratch. As VFX supervisor Enric Pavdeja explained, they used CR2 files and reference photography because scanning a lion wasn't feasible. They studied hours of footage of real lions, paying close attention to muscle movement. The animation was very complex, with shapes created for each individual muscle that animators could trigger. The goal was to create a creature that was not just photorealistic, but possessed a convincing sense of intelligence and malevolence. The result was a lion that critics described as terrifyingly beautiful and convincing to the men in the suits. To interact with the actors, the production used a variety of practical stand-ins. According to Sharlto Copley, the lion was initially played by a stunt performer in a gray leotard with a foam lion head and plastic paws. This provided the actors with a physical reference for their eye lines and reactions. For the fight sequence, the team shot a stunt vis, where a stuntman in a lion suit rehearsed the entire battle with Idris Elba. This helped to plan the action beats for the digital team. They also built a 3D, printed lion paw for swipe scenes, and a more elaborate puppet suit for intimate moments. Mojo the lion. In a fascinating twist, the production also brought in a real lion for lighting reference. As Coremaker joked, a live lion named Mojo was brought to set to study how light fell on its mane. The filmmakers wanted to ensure that the digital lion reacted to the South African light in a realistic way. This commitment to authenticity explains why the CGI often looks so seamless. Mojo was even used as the model for one of the pride lions in the film, named Kuda. Chapter 9. A global phenomenon, the international market. The film's box office success was not limited to North America. It performed well in a wide range of international markets, demonstrating the global appeal of a star-driven survival thriller. The numbers behind the numbers. The film's total international gross of $27.3 million came from a diverse array of territories, from the United Kingdom to Saudi Arabia to Japan. Market gross Mexico $2, 738. 405 United Kingdom $2, 258. 808 Saudi Arabia $2, 210. 542 France $1, 599. 092 United Arab Emirates $1, 568 168. The film's strong performance in Saudi Arabia and the UAE is notable, as it suggests a significant appetite for Western thrillers in the Middle East. The film also performed solidly in its home territory of South Africa, grossing $355,195, a respectable figure that speaks to local interest in a film set in their own backyard. The Asian market. In Asia, the film performed steadily, though it didn't break out in any major market. Market gross Australia $724, 754 Malaysia $441, 183 Japan $359, 453 India $208, 670 Thailand $118, 973. The film's performance in Thailand, $118,973, was solid, ranking it among the top 20 films in the country for the year. However, in China, where it was released significantly later, May 2023. It grossed a paltry $64,396. This delay likely hurt its prospects, as the film had already been widely available on home media for many months. Chapter 10. The Homestretch, the DVD and Blu-ray performance. The film's theatrical performance was only the beginning of its financial life. The home media market, specifically DVD and Blu-ray sales, provided a significant additional revenue stream. The sales figures. According to the numbers, Beast generated an estimated $1,256,069 in domestic DVD sales and $1,576,366 in domestic Blu-ray sales, for a total of $2,832 for 35 in physical home video sales. This brings the film's total known domestic revenue to over $34 million. When factoring in streaming deals and licensing fees, the film was a profitable venture for Universal. A video release. The film was released on VOD on September 8, 2022, followed by a Blu-ray and DVD release on October 4, 2022. It was released on Peacock on October 7, 2022. This multi-platform strategy ensured that Beast had a long tail, generating revenue across various distribution windows. Conclusion, a roar that echoes. Beast is a film that divides opinion. To some, it is a taut, efficient, and terrifying thriller that delivers on the primal promise of its premise. To others, it is a formulaic and ultimately forgettable entry in the creature feature canon. But one thing is certain, it is a film that knows exactly what it is and executes its vision with skill. The film's success lies in its understanding of cinematic history, its appreciation for the mechanics of suspense, and its commitment to making a digital line feel real. It is a testament to the power of a simple story told well, anchored by a dedicated cast, and a director with a vision for how to scare an audience. It may not be a masterpiece, but it is a solid, entertaining, and thematically resonant thriller that provides a welcome dose of adrenaline for those brave enough to enter the lion's den. Beast has been celebrated by some and dismissed by others, but beneath its surface as a popcorn thriller lies a surprisingly rich thematic framework. Critical analysis reveals 3 central pillars that support the film's narrative: family healing, friendship, and the human-wild relationship. These themes elevate what could have been a simple creature feature into a story with genuine emotional and social resonance. The crucible of family healing. The film's emotional engine is the fractured Samuels family. The trip to Africa is presented as a mission of reconciliation for Nate and his daughters, a desperate attempt to mend bonds that were shattered by grief and emotional distance. Meredith's resentment is the film's most direct expression of this pain. In a pivotal early scene, she confronts her father. "She got sick. You missed it because you had already left us." Nate's defensive reply, "Your mother and I decided to mutually separate, and then she got sick," only underscores the depth of the wound. What makes Beast narratively compelling is the way it uses the lion attack as a crucible for this fractured family. As the Alhambra Times analysis notes, a dire situation had to happen before the family could heal. The life-threatening ordeal forces Nate and his daughters to work together, rely on each other, and ultimately rebuild trust. The film's final scene, where the family recreates Amelie's photograph under her favorite tree, is a visual representation of this healing. The ghost of the deceased wife, initially unforgiving in Nate's dreams, is finally at peace once he has proven his devotion through his actions. Friendship as sacrifice. The second thematic pillar is the profound friendship between Nate and Martin Battles. Martin is more than a tour guide. He is the keeper of Nate's past, the man who introduced him to his late wife. The scenes depict the extent friends could go to save each other. This theme is most powerfully expressed through Martin's ultimate sacrifice. After being badly injured and knowing he is a liability, Martin detonates a hand explosive to create a diversion, sacrificing his own life to give his friends a chance to escape. It is a moment of selflessness that transforms a stock supporting character into a heroic figure. As the analysis notes, Martin puts his own life at risk to save Meredith and Norah. His death is not just a plot point. It is the emotional and narrative trigger that allows Nate to become the hero his family needs. The human-wild relationship. The most thematically ambitious aspect of Beast is its commentary on the human-wild relationship. The film argues that the rogue lion is a creation of human cruelty, driven to madness by the poaching of its pride. The film's message is clear. Humans and wild animals must coexist in an environment where the lines or limitations are drawn. The poachers represent humanity's worst impulses, and the lion's rampage is a form of retribution. As one reviewer put it, the film questions whether the kind of qualities we associate with beasts, ferocity, cruelty, and violence, would not apply to the humans who casually kill for sport and commercial gain. The film draws comparisons to other works in the genre, such as the TV series Zoo, which features a similar premise of animals turning on humanity due to environmental destruction. However, Beast is more focused on a specific, localized act of cruelty rather than a global cataclysm. This focus on poaching gives the film a sense of grounded realism and a moral clarity that is rare in the genre. Chapter 12. The visual and aesthetic language of the film. Beyond its thematic content, Beast is a film that demonstrates considerable aesthetic ambition, particularly considering its modest budget. The aesthetics of suspense. The film opens with night scenes, poachers moving through the dark, the grunts of lions, the inevitability of violence. This deliberate choice by the producers creates anxiety and suspense, thus preparing the audience for what lies ahead. The use of low-key lighting, generated from torchlights and vehicular lamps, creates a sense of claustrophobia and vulnerability. The audience is never quite sure what lurks in the shadows. By contrast, the daytime scenes rely on natural lighting, capturing the harsh beauty of the South African landscape. The producer's decision to depend on only natural lighting for the tour of the reserve enhances the story's authenticity. The sweeping shots of the savannah, bathed in sunrise lighting, create a sense of beauty that is in stark contrast to the horror that unfolds. The filmmakers also incorporate local African dialects, adding another layer of realism to the setting. Music and authenticity. A key aesthetic decision that enhances the film's cultural authenticity is the inclusion of a piece of African music by renowned Gambian kora player Sona Jabarte. The song, Nadania, plays as Nate wakes from his dream in the South African airspace. The timing is perfect, and the melodious voice of Sona Jabarte and her kora-inspired music have given the movie a tremendous aesthetic feel. For a film set in Africa, this was apt, grounding the story in its setting and giving it a unique sonic identity. Visual storytelling. The filmmakers also used photos and graphics to tell an important story, Nate's relationship with her deceased wife. Upon arriving at Martin's house, Nate and his daughters stumble upon wall photos and graphics of their mother, conveying that the mom's relationship with Nate would be a critical theme throughout this movie. This subtle visual cue sets up the emotional arc of the film without resorting to heavy-handed exposition. At the Poacher's Lodge, the display of various animal parts creates a compelling aesthetic scene, indicating the extent to which poachers are involved in the trade. This visual shorthand efficiently communicates the film's environmental message without resorting to lengthy dialogue. Chapter 13. The Special Features and Home Media Experience. The home media release of Beast offers a wealth of bonus content for fans and cinephiles interested in the filmmaking process. The Blu-ray and DVD releases include the following special features. Deleted scene. A scene that was cut from the final film, offering insights into what didn't make it to the screen. Creating the Beast. A behind-the-scenes look at the development of the rogue lion character, from concept art to animation. This is likely a detailed exploration of the visual effects process that brought the creature to life. Man vs. Lion. The Final Battle. A featurette dedicated to the film's climactic showdown between Nate and the rogue lion. Making it real. The Wounds. A look at the practical effects used to create the film's gruesome injuries, including Nate's wounds and the damage inflicted on the characters. Filming in the Beast's territory. A behind-the-scenes documentary about the challenges of shooting on location in South Africa. Family Bond. The Cast of Beast. A featurette focusing on the relationship between the actors, including Idris Elba, Iyana Halley, and Leah Sava Jeffries. A Lion's Pride. A look at the real lions that serve as inspiration and reference for the film's computer-generated antagonist. Chapter 14. The film's legacy and place in cinema history. Where does Beast sit in the pantheon of creature features and survival thrillers? It is not a revolutionary film, nor does it attempt to be. But within its modest ambitions, it succeeds in delivering a pulse-pounding, thematically rich experience. A return to primal storytelling. In an era of bloated blockbusters and convoluted cinematic universes, Beast represents a return to primal, simple storytelling. It is a film that understands the power of a single, clear premise. A man must fight a lion to save his family. As the director's previous survival films, The Deep, Everest, Adrift, suggest, Coremaker is a filmmaker who excels at depicting the struggle of the human spirit against the forces of nature. Beast fits neatly into this tradition, the Dog Days canon. The film also earns its place in the Dog Days canon of summer creature features. As Michael O'Sullivan of A Star noted, this is a tradition that includes Piranha, Cujo, Arachnophobia, and The Meg. These films are typically dismissed as dumb entertainment, but they serve a vital purpose. They are visceral, primal experiences that provide an air-conditioned thrill during the hottest weeks of the year. Beast embraces this legacy with a lean 93-minute runtime that wastes no time getting to the action. A testament to the power of a star. Ultimately, Beast is a testament to the power of star casting. Idris Elba's involvement elevates what could have been a B-movie into something more substantial. His performance, even if he sometimes looks and sounds exceedingly bored, as one critic claimed, gives the film a weight it might not otherwise have. Beast is a film that divides opinion. To some, it is a taut, efficient, and terrifying thriller that delivers on the primal promise of its premise. To others, it is a formulaic and ultimately forgettable entry in the creature feature canon. The critical consensus leans toward the former, with a 68% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a B cinema score from audiences. The film's strengths are clear: a compelling lead performance, a masterful command of suspense, outstanding CGI, and a surprising thematic depth. Its weaknesses are equally apparent: a predictable plot, leaps of logic, and a narrative that sometimes feels like a theme park ride rather than a fully realized drama. But perhaps the film's greatest achievement is its ability to deliver a visceral, pulse-pounding experience that also has something to say. It is a film about grief and healing, friendship and sacrifice, and the devastating consequences of human cruelty on the natural world. In that sense, Beast is far more than a dumb creature feature. It is a film that understands the power of primal storytelling and the enduring appeal of watching a hero fight for his life, and for the lives of those he loves, against impossible odds. The making of Beast is a story of ingenuity, collaboration, and a determined quest for authenticity. From the film's conception, director Baltasar Kormaker and producer Will Packer faced the monumental challenge of creating a believable, terrifying lion without relying on a real animal. This required a sophisticated blend of practical effects, cutting-edge visual effects, and a deep commitment to shooting on location. The frame store ingenuity. The visual effects were handled by the Oscar-winning Studio Frame Store under the supervision of Enric Papdeja. The team faced a unique challenge, building a photorealistic lion from scratch without the luxury of a detailed 3D scan. "We didn't have that key scanning ability," Papdeja explained. "Our modeling and rigging and texturing was therefore more old school. We literally had to build these creatures and these assets in the most old school visual effects way that you can imagine, based off of some CR2S, essentially. This meant the artists relied on reference photography and the study of real lion anatomy. They realized that lions are essentially a muscle machine, and every pose brings a different look to a muscle, requiring them to shot sculpt every type of muscle movement per muscle. The animation was very complex, with shapes created for each individual muscle that animators could trigger. The practical approach to digital creatures. Despite the final lion being CG, the production used a variety of practical stand-ins to help the actors and crew visualize the creature during filming. For simple eye lines, they used a tripod with ping-pong balls. For scenes requiring physical interaction, they had 3D printed silicone lion paws for paw swipes, a lightweight 3D printed head, and full-scale cutouts for size and perspective. For more complex interactions, like the scene where Sharlto Copley's character hugs a pride of lions, the team used a full-body puppet suit. We had puppeteers in gray suits, and we built a rig where you had a guy at the front who could wear the suit, which had the correct proportions of the head and the distance of his arms. Then we had a guy at the back who effectively could drive the neck and head positions, Papdeja detailed. This allowed for accurate blocking and interaction, making the final CG integration more seamless. The stunfists for the final battle. The epic final battle between Idris Elba and the rogue lion was meticulously planned using a process called stunfists. The production essentially filmed a stuntman in a lion suit rehearsing the entire battle with Elba. This footage was then sent to Framestore, where pre-visualization artists used it to start effectively putting in rough blocking of our lion, which again, gave us an idea of scale, gave us an idea of the action beats, the physicality of the lion, and the performance. This planning was crucial to ensuring the fight scene felt visceral and realistic, not like a choreographed dance with an invisible opponent. Lighting reference and the real mojo. The commitment to realism extended to the lighting. The production built a realistic lion head and carried a lion pelt and part of a main on location to understand how the fur reacts to the light that we were filming in. Most impressively, they brought a real, living lion named Mojo to the set for lighting reference. As we were filming, we would note down all of the right information. Then we would corner off an area and we would bring the lion in, and we would film the lion in the exact same conditions, Pavdej explained. Mojo even made it into the final film, serving as the model for one of the pride lions, Kuda. Chapter 17, The Realities of Filming on Location. The decision to shoot Beast on location in South Africa, rather than on a soundstage, was a key factor in the film's authenticity, but also presented significant challenges. The environment as a character. We were not anywhere near a major city. We were 4 to 5 hours away, so what that means is that what you've got is what you've got, producer Will Packer told Forbes. The logistics were immense, but the payoff was a film where everything else you see is real, creating an immersive experience. The production shot 80% of the film on location, in the Northern Cape and Limpopo, near the border with Namibia. This meant the cast and crew were truly in the animal's domain. Packer described the challenge of creating a watering hole for a scene. The watering hole had dried up because of the time of year we were shooting. We had to literally drill deep into the earth to hit the waterbed, and then pump some 2,000 tons of water to create this watering hole. This, in turn, attracted real wildlife that hadn't read a call sheet, requiring the crew to keep our head on a swivel because we're in their domain. A paid vacation for some. For Sharlto Copley, who is South African, the location was a homecoming. The fact that we could shoot on a nature reserve and stay there. It was basically like being on a paid vacation. As far as I'm concerned, he joked in an interview. He also appreciated the film's anti-poaching message, calling it a big problem in my home country. Chapter 18, The Casting Room, a family affair and a rejection. One of the most fascinating behind-the-scenes stories from Beast involves Idris Elba's real-life daughter, Iyana Elba. The 20-year-old, who is pursuing an acting career, auditioned for the role of his on-screen daughter, Meredith. The chemistry factor. Interestingly enough, my daughter auditioned for this role, Elba revealed on The Breakfast Club. She wants to be an actress, and she auditioned. However, the role ultimately went to Iyana Halley because of a crucial factor, chemistry. Elba admitted that it came down to chemistry in the end. You know, my daughter, she was great, but the relationship in the film and the relationship with my daughter the chemistry wasn't right for film, weirdly enough. Producer Will Packer confirmed this, noting that some of the nuances of that real-life relationship sometimes doesn't translate on screen. A tense 3 weeks. The rejection was not taken lightly. My daughter didn't talk to me for about 3 weeks, Elba confessed. Despite the awkwardness, Elba was proud of her. He praised her graciousness and added, "She was very gracious about it. We got through that, and I'm really proud of her to go through that, and then not get the role but still come to the premiere." Chapter 19, The Director's Vision, Coremaker's Art of Immersion. Baltasar Coremaker's vision for Beast was to create a film with an immersive and claustrophobic feeling. To achieve this, he employed the technique of long, unbroken takes, or oneers. The power of the oneer. Coremaker told the AU Review that the inspiration was more like a feeling that I had. I wanted to find a new way of expression. For me, creating that immersive and claustrophobic feeling was how I wanted to sell it to the studio, because movies aren't made like that anymore. He cited The Shining as a subconscious influence, admiring its ability to create dread through sustained tension, delivering a man versus beast film. The director's philosophy was to balance scope with intimacy. As Packer put it, Coremaker's skill set is somewhere in between a super cheesy B-movie and a film that takes itself way too seriously. Coremaker was able to create quiet moments of tense, palpable drama within our characters, and then shock the audience with a sudden line attack. Elba also praised Coremaker, noting his previous work in the survival genre. Balt has made some incredible contributions to that theme, that genre, and I just felt like he would find the right tone and temperature to make this film. Chapter 20, A Producer's Perspective. Will Packer on the project. Will Packer, a prolific producer known for comedies and dramas, saw Beast as an opportunity to expand his repertoire. Beast is definitely my first in the survival thriller and man versus beast genres. I'm excited about that, he told Forbes. Finding the right star. Packer had Idris Elba in mind from the very beginning, even before a director or a finished script was attached. I thought of Idris when this was just a concept. It was a pitch that was brought to me by a woman named Jamie Primmock Sullivan, he recalled. Idris is very particular about the roles he takes on. He wants to do something he hasn't done before, something that feels different, that he feels like he can bring something to that other people can't. Packer's trust in Elba was rewarded. When I call him and tell him I've got an idea, he takes it seriously. When I told him about this concept, even before I had a director of the final script, he said, "You know what? Sounds cool. I'm in." The double-edged sword of the beast. Packer was also keenly aware of the film's central metaphor. The lion and the man are both beasts. Of course, you have the literal beast in this lion, which is man-made by poachers, he said. There is also the parallel between a father who is protecting his family, is in self-preservation mode, and is willing to do anything he has to do to preserve his life and the life of others. He saw the film as a battle of two alphas, forced into conflict by trauma, navigating a tough theatrical market. Packer was realistic about the challenges of releasing an original, non-IP film in the post-pandemic theatrical landscape. It's exciting and terrifying at the same time, he admitted. It's terrifying because the theatrical environment has never been more challenging. Audiences today see the marketing, the trailers, and promo spots, but will they say, "Okay, this is a theatrical proposition for me"? He expressed hope that the film's immersive qualities would drive audiences to the cinema. Chapter 21, The Actor's Preparation, Calibrating Fear and Forming a Family. The cast of Beast had to navigate a unique blend of physical action and emotional drama, often against invisible foes. Idris Elba, fighting the invisible. Elba's biggest challenge was making the fight against the lion believable. The biggest challenges were just figuring out and sort of calibrating the level of fear. This is a man that doesn't fight. He can't fight, let alone fight a lion, he explained. He noted that a key part of the prep was rationalizing the character's actions. I was conscious that this isn't an action hero guy. This is a normal guy that just can't fight. So for me, those are difficult areas to layer in and make feel believable. Building a family bond. Despite the intense subject matter, the cast formed a strong bond. Elba made it a point to spend time with his young co-stars. We certainly had a lot of time just sitting around the table with the script. I just made sure that they felt like they could approach me and relate to me as an actor. And then we just got into it as a bit of a family, he said. Sharlto Copley echoed this, praising the three really amazing actors he worked with. They're just open-hearted and vulnerable. We felt that quite quickly with each other, and I think the audience feels that as well. Iyana, Halley, and Leah Jeffries, in the thick of it. For the younger actresses, the action was both exciting and intimidating. It was exciting, for sure. I've never done anything like this. I mean, not only is it a cool action film, but even for my character I'm literally interacting with this lion, said Iyana Halley. Leah Jeffries admitted the invisible nature of the threat was challenging. In the car moments, the lions would be around the perimeter, which I couldn't see, so in those parts it became a little challenging. I was scared filming this. Chapter 22, The Road to Release, Marketing and Opening Weekend. Universal Pictures' marketing campaign for Beast focused on the high-concept hook of Idris Elba versus a lion, using the tagline, "It's about survival." A midsummer launch. The film was released on August 19th, 2022, a traditional dead zone for blockbusters. This allowed the film to stand out and capture the attention of audiences looking for a summer thrill. It also competed directly with the anime phenomenon Dragon Ball Superhero. A respectable opening. In North America, Beast opened to $11.6 million from 3,743 theaters, finishing second. The audience was notably diverse, with African American viewers making up the largest demographic at 34%. This suggests the marketing successfully tapped into a broad audience, leveraging Elba's star power. Nearly half the opening weekend audience was over 35, indicating the film appealed to older viewers seeking a traditional, suspenseful thriller. Chapter 23, The Enduring Appeal, The Legacy of Beast. Beast may not be a revolutionary film, but it has secured its place in the annals of the survival thriller genre. A modern classic in the making. The film has been compared favorably to classics like Jaws and The Edge, and it sits comfortably in the Dog Days canon of creature features. Its combination of a relatable family drama, a terrifying antagonist, and stunning, authentic locations makes it an engaging and effective piece of popcorn entertainment. A film of its time, Beast also reflects contemporary concerns. Its anti-poaching message and its exploration of environmental themes resonate with modern audiences. The film's climax, where the pride of lions, the representatives of the natural order, defeat the rogue, offers a hopeful, if violent, resolution. A testament to craft. Ultimately, Beast is a testament to the power of focused filmmaking. It is a film that knows exactly what it is and executes its vision with skill and commitment. In a cinematic landscape often dominated by bloated sequels and franchise entries, Beast stands as a lean, reminder of the power of a simple story told well.